I just have no explanation why this wall is here. I'm on a public footpath. Once again, public footpath adventures in the UK. A lot of these, including this one, do not show up on Google Maps. Kinda navigating by feel. Let's see if we can find the destination. It's literally a door that you have to press on the intercom. So yeah, you press the intercom and then someone at security presses a button and you get led in the castle. So I guess this is the castle right in front. Not quite what I was expecting, but we will investigate. So it says castle, but in reality it's an Elizabethan house, and these are some of the gardens. Small little rose garden beside of this. So they've got like a traditional castle wall. And then that's St. Mary's Church behind us. I think that might be the one that they rebuilt, but I'm not sure. Also, this gate is really nice. Well, I guess I should go through the tunnel. There's the castle by the Elizabethan standard. We're in October and they still have... Ooh, I like the ones there as well. Quite the garden. Alright, fun fact, thanks to the sign there. These are some of the last vineries in Wales. They're currently after donations to restore the vinery to its former glory. Dates to at least I think 1816 was the first date they had on there, which was the area being leased by the church for the purposes of a garden, and obviously the family that eventually owned the castle used it as a vinery as well, and it was still being used into the 50s, which is why it's sort of in a state of disrepair, but it's still, I think it's still salvageable, particularly the one on the right. I don't see why not. Lovely Welsh scenery. Got a small cider making display, so I put the apples in the I don't know, gap there, turn the wheel around, crush the apples, some other stuff that I don't recall, even though I just read the thing. I like the roof. The Italian garden. Not bad. Now, you, in all likeliness, me in like 10 years' time, might be wondering why an Italian garden in Cardiff? It's because the daughter of the British ambassador to Italy married into the family. And she was part raised in Italy. So it makes a lot of sense to have an Italian garden here. Butter. Probably about the most nature sighting you can do in the UK. It's a big one though. This is obviously the view from the front of the castle. We've arrived sort of at the back, and obviously what would you do? Castle's not that grand. What would you do sort of early 1900s, you got a lot of wealth. You have a fantastic garden. Look at that. So that's the low, I guess the lowest pond, and then look at the color of the water as well. That's really beautiful. So they had a nice little cider display, and it's still, you can still pick these apples, which I'm assuming is why they're probably here. I just love the color of the water and like the moss and the lilies and that duck island. It's a really nice space. Just look at that view. I said duck island, but there's also some birds just hanging out on the lilies. Very nice. A little bit of artistic flair. Beautiful. Replica in the sense that they used some of the materials would have been from the original boathouse from the late 1800s, early 1900s, complete with 2 boats that were actually used from the time period. Wool mill used for making clothes in the mid to late 1800s. Another of the buildings that's been re-erected here. This equipment is over 100 years old. What is the building? What is the building? What is this building? Built 1550 thereabouts. Taken here to be re-erected, obviously. This was re-erected in 1951. So a bit more recent than some of the other, well, a bit older, I should say. A bit older than some of the other re-erections. And it's just a barn. I mean, it's not just a barn, but it's actually, I mean, its purpose is a barn, but it's really striking. I think it's my favorite building so far. This is like the back side of the main entry. This is where all the people are. I'm also really hungry, so I found the cafe. I haven't eaten yet today. I need to eat. In the end, I couldn't be in Wales and not get a Welsh cake, so here we are. This bed is 500 years old and belonged to a man who fought with Henry Tudor against Richard III. Would have been displayed in his home in an area where the guests could see, because it was a way to show your wealth at the time. I didn't think I was going to see anything that Henry Tudor might have seen, or from that period. 17th century, because it's 1600s. 17th century farmhouse, re-erected, well, last used as living quarters in 1920. Painted red to ward off evil spirits. So sleep, cook, and eat, all in the same room. This room has got the fire going, and it actually feels quite a bit warmer. Presumably because of the materials and the low ceilings. Look at that roof work. I don't think I've seen that style of roofing before. What is the building? What is the building? What is this building you see? This is a pigstry. I guess we can't really see in. This is where they would have kept pigs. Pigstry. Converted Tudor manor house into farmhouse used until last resident died in 1912. Just for like the scale of this place. This is quite a lot more buildings than I was expecting. All right, let's see. No horse, no beasts, no chariots, no car. I'm on foot. I don't have one of those. I think I'm fine. I don't think I need to pay anything. Obviously, I'm... Very specialized building, that one. What made Wales, or what made Cardiff rich, really? Oh, Brill, the post office. And air raid warden, even better. Too bad I don't have a postcard. Literally a building for cockfighting. I never thought I'd see one. I mean, you could fool me and say I've walked back in time. So this is the inside of the cockfighting building. I mean, the roof work's really nice. And it would be an interesting performance space. You could have a land, you could have an Age of Empires set up here. Everyone sits in, laptops on the middle table. Everyone sits around in a circle. I think that would be good fun. General store. Right next to the Vulcan Hotel. Actually, I don't know what kind of shop that is. Main Street, obviously. Oh, Brill Tea Room. Don't know if that's still valid. So, I guess this is their latest project. I just thought I'd note that, so originally it's from the early 1900s. They're going for a 1915 design. Mostly serves Irish immigrants. Until the area was destroyed to make way for roads and things. But this particular hotel only closed its doors in 2012. Well, I don't exactly have a job right now, so I better go in, see what I can find. It's a leisure house, essentially. It would have been built in the countryside. What is this pool table? Skittle pool. I like how it's popular just now. I don't think this is right though, because the diagram's different. Cheeky. Restored pictures at the top of the workman's cottage. Literally inside the building that's being built in the film, in the picture theatre. So when I first saw the building and saw that it was the Workman's Club or whatever, I was kind of assuming it would be like a place where you go to like get assigned work, but actually it's almost like a union building in the sense that it's built by the workers, and then if you lost your job you could go there, pick up a newspaper for free, read it, find your, like, you know, classifieds, find new work. It's a community center as well, obviously the picture theater in the top. They've designed it, I think, like 1920s, even though the building's older than that. Obviously there's a library in there, there's the games room. It's really well done, well reconstructed. It is 12:35, the time of one of the Welsh rebellions against the English, and supposedly one of the leaders would have come to a building like this. It's the government seat. So this is what a church would have looked like before Henry VIII. So this is still a Catholic church. Like on one side they're like, oh, I killed myself there. Didn't even notice. Up there. Noah's Ark, as they thought it was. So the church was built in the 1200s, but the recreation is from just before the time of Henry VIII. They got lucky in the fact that they peeled back some plaster, and that's where all their paintings inside are from. So it's a very unique, I guess, relic of that time period, because it's hard to find stuff like that, because Henry VIII obviously destroyed so much of it in his lifetime. Same as yesterday. Faggots and peas. They don't really have a lot of options here, but it's the traditional thing to do, right? Should probably film myself. So these ones are the faggots are a bit different. I imagine it's still just offcuts. I think because this is a more touristy place, they don't taste like, it's more meaty and less haggisy. You can taste the offcuts a lot less. So, because we're still at the museum essentially. So yeah, it's more tourist. It still tastes good though. It's still good. So these ones cost about twice as much as the ones from yesterday. I think it's because they put more seasoning into the meat. It does taste really good. The more I have, the more I'm like, yeah. Very nice. Yeah. Yesterday's was got that like tang, like that haggis has, like, or black pudding. I don't think there's any like blood in this or anything like that. Just tastes like a nice risol. Really. It's just a good meal. Good food.